Good morning, boys and girls. It is coffee and questions time. So I got an email from a newer person the other day, and he asked some really great questions, and I just want to, I answered him via email, but all of these questions are very common for somebody that's just starting out, but it could be informational for you too, even if you've been doing it for a while. Going over some stuff that I haven't gone over in a while. So his questions. I'm just going to read his email because it's really not that long. So he says, my question is, what bits do I need to buy to make signs like the attached picture? So he sent me a picture, and these are for, he's a scout master, troop master, Boy Scouts thing, and he's got to make some signs like this. So he was asking, what bits do I need to carve signs like that? And he says, I want to make them, or I want your advice on making them out of pressure treated boards or just 2x6 boards. And he said, after I was watching your videos, I was wondering if there's a way to make a flat bottom on inset letters rather than using a V-groove bit like I saw in your video. So I'm going to take these questions. I'm going to go ahead and read the rest of it. It says, I was going with your pre-cut layout letters 4-inch and wanted to know what style you recommended for someone that was just starting out. This is from James Odom, by the way. And I asked his permission to use his name and email on here. So he said, and last he has a Bosch PR20 EVS, which is a Bosch Colt. It's a little palm router. And he says, I've got a plunge base for it. And I was just wondering if that would work for what I'm doing. So anyway, I'm going to take his questions one at a time. So based on his questions, yes, absolutely. What I would do, and he was talking about 4-inch letters, big 4-inch inset letters. So what I would do is I would use the 90-degree bit, and this is probably not showing up, but I would use our standard 90-degree bit to go around the inside of the inset letters. Now you could use a profile bit, you could use a 60-degree, but a 4-inch letter is pretty big. You're going to have a lot of room. So I would use the 90-degree bit to go around the inside, and then of course to make a flat background, I would use the spiral upcut. And these are both bits that I use on a regular basis. So that answered his first question as far as doing a flat background. And I have videos, big inset letter videos, where and you could do a search for flat background and see me using the. In fact, I'll put in the description below. I'll put what videos are available for big inset letters and flat background. So that was the first part of it. Second part of it, pressure treated or just 2x6 boards. So if you guys don't remember, and if you're brand new, this is a pressure treated 4x4, but I don't like. I tried it one time and that was enough. I don't like carving pressure treated material. 2 reasons. Number one, the perforations make it almost impossible to carve and spray with my primer or ink and sand off. It's going to get down in those perforations. That's number one. Number two, I wouldn't want to breathe the dust of whatever they treat this lumber with. So for me, I suggest to use just decking. This is redwood, which we have here in Arizona, but there's a lot of places that have cedar decking. I would just use that, especially knowing that these, pressure treated stuff is really made for touching dirt, like going into the ground. That's the way the reason they really pressure treat. And if he's just doing signs that are going to be above ground, then there's really no need to use pressure treated anyway. So I answered that part of it. I don't like pressure treated wood for carving signs. Okay, and then the next question he was asking about the font. So we have several different fonts. He's talking about our layout letters. I think if it were me, this is a 3-inch, not a 4-inch. I didn't have a 4-inch. If it were me, I really like this font. This is our fatty font for brand new people. It's very forgiving. It's kind of bubblish, but it still reads really, really well. Now, on a situation like this, I don't know if this font is really going to be applicable or appropriate. So I think if I were doing that, I would go with our universal universal condensed, or maybe even the Clarendon. But universal condensed is kind of a block letter, and you can fit a lot of them in a smaller space because they're squeezed condensed this way. So I would probably go this if he doesn't want to go the fatty font. Anyway, that was my suggestion on the font. Let's see. What else was there? Oh, the router. So he has a Bosch Colt router, and the one suggestion I had for him is either make a base plate like we use, you know, our base plate, or we have them for his Bosch router. But even if we didn't have it, you could buy a blank one from us. Or again, you can make your own. It's not that big a deal. It's a piece of acrylic with some drawer pulls on it. So you can make your own. But that Bosch Colt, you know, when you get it, it's going to have a housing somewhat similar to this. This is off of a 611, but it's going to be similar to this, so it doesn't have any handles. It's so much easier when you're using a palm router to use something that's got a base. I'm not a fan of a plunge router. That's what he was asking about. I'm not a fan of the plunge routers for carving signs. They're too big and bulky, and just there's too much there for me. I like just a fixed base router for carving signs. You might like the plunge routers. I don't. So that pretty much kind of goes over it. I mean, there was a lot there that I thought might be applicable for you guys. Let me see if I missed anything. I think I got, there was actually 5 different questions, so it was the bits. Yeah, I think I covered everything. I think that's it, guys. So, hopefully this was, you know, helpful for you guys that are brand new, or some of you guys that have been watching for a while. But these are questions that I get on a regular basis, and I just wanted to cover all of these questions on this video, and hopefully this will be helpful for you. Obviously, if you have any questions about anything, eric@makeawoodsign.com. I'm happy to answer questions just like James sent me this. So I do it all the time. Happy to do it. So thanks for watching, guys. If you need any supplies, you know where they're at. You know where I'm at. So we'll see you guys on Friday. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks again, and we love you. We'll see you on Friday. Bye-bye.